Elections for the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir were held over 7 days in November and December 2008. The previous government, led by the Jammu and Kashmir People's Democratic Party in coalition with the Indian National Congress, collapsed when the PDP withdrew. Following the election, the Jammu and Kashmir National Conference agreed a coalition with Congress, and the leader, Omar Abdullah, became the state's youngest ever chief minister at 38. Background: elections for the Jammu and Kashmir State Assembly were due in 2008, following the end of the term of the assembly elected in 2002. However, the PDP withdrew from the INC-led state government in protest at the Amanat land transfer decision. The INC government resigned in July 2008, and the state was brought under direct rule of the central government pending the elections. Boycott: the main Kashmiri separatist group, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, called on Kashmiris to boycott the elections, saying the elections were a futile exercise that would never fulfill the aspirations of the people. Despite these boycott calls, NC leaders claimed that activists from Jamaat-e-Islami had come out and voted for the PDP. There were scattered separatist protests throughout the elections, including hundreds who protested in Srinagar. Police prevented these protesters from marching to the center of the city, which led to protesters throwing stones at the police, who fired tear gas and used baton charges. Security: Indian election officials voiced major concerns about the security of the elections given the calls for boycott and protest from separatist leaders, and the recent violence over the Amanat land transfer controversy. Voting was staggered so that security forces could maintain control. Thousands of security forces were deployed during the voting. In Srinagar, security forces were posted at junctions, patrolled the streets and guarded polling stations. An unofficial curfew was in force. Gatherings of more than 5 people banned, and neighborhoods were sealed off with steel barricades and razor wire. Police also arrested 3 men they accused of being Jaish-e-Mohammed members planning suicide attacks in Jammu. One of those arrested was a soldier in the Army of Pakistan, who Pakistan said had deserted in 2006. However, following the polls, the NC leader, Farooq Abdullah, thanked the Pakistan government for their non-interference with the polls. Results: the 7 stages of the elections were held as follows. Turnout rose by 17%, despite calls from Kashmiri separatists and Pakistan for Kashmiris to boycott the election. INC head Sonia Gandhi described the polls as a triumph of Indian democracy. Separatist supporters were said to have backed the PDP. The BJP's increase in support was said to be due to polarization arising from the Amanat land transfer controversy, which led it to increase its seat tally from 1 to 11 seats. 1,354 candidates stood for election, including 517 independents and nominees from 43 political parties. Summary: government formation. Former National Conference Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah said he did not want to return as it required the energy of a younger man, and nominated his son, Omar Abdullah, and the head of the Jammu and Kashmir National Conference instead. Congress debated forming a coalition with either conference of the PDP. It was reported that the PDP had offered to support a Congress candidate for Chief Minister if they joined with them. However, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Congress chairperson Sonia Gandhi were reported to favour the largest party to honour the mandate of the election. On the 30th of December, Congress and the National Conference agreed to form a coalition government with Omar Abdullah as Chief Minister.